Hey friends, good afternoon today. I thought I'd test the waters for this time of day. I've had a busy one. How's your day been? Deep breath. I've done quite a bit of my own self-healing today, going right back into my early childhood issues. How are you going on that journey? This morning as I was driving to work, I had to rush into a client, so I didn't have time to jump on, but I'd like to talk to you about detachment as being a spiritual rule for actually manifesting what you want. We know with trauma roots there are many attachments. The 4 attachments are this. They are attachment types, or that's how they're listed. Anyway, it's an anxious attachment, avoidant, disorganized, or secure. Now, out of the 4, secure would be the goal, right? But let's talk about how detachment can lead us to this healthy attachment, which is the secure attachment. So detachment is something that I've noticed on my spiritual journey as essential in order to have something manifest. So as a spiritual being, we can pray or ask for or set intentions, write things down. All of us do that in different types of ways, but it's all the same thing really. We're visualizing something, we're pulling it in, we're asking, and then we wait to receive. But one thing that I've learned, unless you're willing to release expectations on how you perceive it to look, where it should be, or who it's with, it rarely comes in. So I want you to just ponder this today as a little tip on if you're learning to manifest things and why things aren't happening for you, it may be this lesson. And a lot of it is because we have detached the spiritual from the physical or from the metaphysical, but they're actually all very closely intertwined. So intrinsically, if I comprehend that I am created as a magnificent being, I would expect that the intelligent mind behind that has made me as a fractal, made me to think in similar ways with similar aspects and similar abilities to co-create as the higher power, or I might call it the universal brain. There's a little bit of that in me. But until I've worked through my trauma roots or my attachments that aren't the healthy, secure ones that are running in trust and faith as a child of the universe, then I might be holding on using control or holding on with grip or even small thinking and blocking universal flow from giving to me what I actually deserve to receive. Once you accept the idea or the concept that you're part of a much, much bigger picture, that's where faith comes into manifesting things that are bigger than you could ever imagine. And this takes the trust to release. I remember when I was in domestic violence, and there's actually very little of that I can remember. It was so traumatic. My mum telling me that she was praying for me to leave. And because she was still operating in maybe visualizing that or popping her terms and conditions onto that, she told me one night, she just said that she released me, and that was the night that I got away. Now, do you think that's coincidental, or do you think that's the wave of the universe waiting for you to release and surrender all control, all manipulation, all desires of your own, and therefore the desires of love can then carry you into a wave? I think this is the key to how it works myself. I've noticed that everything I detach myself to actually manifests so much faster. Recently, we put in for a shop for the healing room, and many of our clients saw visions and it all seemed aligned. It was great. We cast the vision, we drew the floor plans, we even started buying furniture and curtains for the space. We were so excited, pulling it in, visualizing, and yet last minute, it didn't seem to happen. And instead of being emotionally bitter or blocked, or we just released it. It was quite easy this time. We just released all attachment to the outcome, because we know how it works now, that whatever you release will come back with extra bonus, extra icing on top, extra blessings, extra abundance on top. It's divine timing, actually, because we're well aware that we're part of the wave of a much bigger collective. And therefore, we don't need to know each little detail. That is faith activation. It's amazing, actually. Here's a little quote for you. Wisdom is of uncertainty. Are you getting this? Wisdom doesn't show you the map for every little detail. Wisdom just drops in and says, you've got this. Trust, flow, jump, walk, be led, turn left, go right, go straight, stop now, meet this person, meet that person. Guess what? There's a bag of money at your front door. It can work like this because faith activates the metaphysical. It's incredible. Let go of any forceful emotion that you might have enmeshed yourself with into the decision of anything that's physical, actually. You know, they teach you that in financial school, that if you're buying real estate, for example, don't get emotionally involved. And yet we do, because we're very emotional beings. But you look at the wealthy, how they operate. They'll be buying analytically. They're just weighing things up. They're saying, this works, that doesn't. This works, that doesn't. I'm not getting emotionally attached to stuff. This is a spiritual lesson. Are you emotionally attached to stuff? If you are, start clearing stuff out today. Because everything that we own, everything that's gifted to us, everything that we have in our house, even the clothes we wear, they all have an imprint. This is why, in the Living Word, it talks about not accepting a bribe, because you're receiving that bribe with an imprint of intentions from another person. And that will carry karmic consequences. You'll be vibrating at the level of that agreement. It's very good to rise above all of those things. But ask yourself today, what do I desire? What do I desire? Is it going to benefit the collective? And if it is, ask. Set things in motion and journey towards it with your plans, and then surrender, release. Then you'll see it flow back in bigger, better ways than you could ever imagine. Take the necessary steps, though. A lot of people get stuck with asking, which would be a childlike faith. They'd ask and then they'd sit and wait, paralyzed, not doing anything to help themselves get out of the hole, or to help themselves build, or to help themselves grow. Do something. I coach clients on this every single day. If you're not working towards your goal every single day, ask yourself, am I still aligned with that goal? So get things in motion, but then release the expectations. So the expectations could be anything. It could be, I visualize it happening like this, or I desire to be with that particular person, or they need to be this particular culture, or XYZ. You can make up your own scenarios. That's what I'm asking you to release, because the spirit flows and changes directions according to other people's free will. Not even the Holy Spirit can override the free will of another person. And so can you see how orchestrating all of that together can get really messy? This is where we're designed to flow like water. Spirit hovers on water, and so should you. You should be flowing with that fluid state. Flow state is heavily linked into the creative brain for a reason, and the creative brain is also your spiritual brain. Today I'm going to do this, and tomorrow I'll do something completely different. You're evolving as you grow and heal. It's incredible. So cast your dream into the matrix of creation. The matrix actually translates to womb. It is Mother Earth is probably the womb, I'd say. Like, cast your dreams into the matrix and see what bounces back to you as a spiritual being. You will never be disappointed, because love always provides generously. Allow everyone and everything else that you meet on a day-to-day basis to do the same, though. This is the surrendering of control. I love you enough to let you do you. Even though I may not agree, or I may not be happy with what you're choosing to do, you may not even want to have me in your life anymore, but I release you, I surrender, I detach from the outcome, and that's how you'll come back to me. And this is a very important principle with manifestation. When we step into the possibility of all things working for good, this is the abundance of choices collectively. We're all working together in synergy, even though we're not aware of it. We're all one, but we're not aware of it when we're focused on just what I'm doing. I like to honor everyone I meet, realizing that everybody has a particular truth that all aligns with the truth that I feel I've received, and yet all of our belief systems lie to us. What a fascinating web we're weaving. We're weaving patterns of energy together in everybody you meet each day. But if we up our standards in that these are my standards of self-love, these are my standards of self-discipline, then I will attract the best into my life, and those people will be supportive. And the rest are weaving away as they go, and I still love them with a little bit more distance. I let go in order to change my life and the life of those that I'm blessing. The Spirit brings abundance and goodness to me. That is what I'm holding in my heart space and in my third eye. I visualize it, I drop it down, I shoot that energy into everything that I'm dreaming about, and then I surrender all control, all manipulation, knowing that I'll be given back so much more than I could dream of, because surely there are others collectively dreaming of the same. My actions are blissfully free of attachment or outcome. Attachment to an outcome. I'll read that again. My actions are blissfully free from attachment to an outcome, and therefore I am not prisoned. I am not imprisoned by a small imagination when I can plug in to a collective brain. Many call this the mind of Christ. This is the brain of the universe. This is the collective hive mind above, of all those that I believe that have already ascended, that have got your back. And until you're healed, we will not even grasp a pinch of what that is. But we are healing the collective in the season. So the thing is, clear your own blockages, cast the vision, send it love energy, and then release all expectations and watch how you're provided for. It's blooming amazing. I'm so excited for this month. The struggle is simply not necessary with attachments. Attachments keep us bound. Picture an attachment as a cord, not just to somebody else, but to stuff. If you are attached to something, it can really weigh your spirit down. This is why we shouldn't be focused too much on the external. Work on what's on the inside, and our external will be our beautiful reflection. Just like we're the reflection of the image of God. It works as fractals. So ask yourself today, what am I attached to? Is it a healthy attachment, or is it an emotional attachment that I picked up in my trauma state as a child? And am I willing to detach in order that I might receive? Surrendering all control, all manipulation, and expecting that I will be given back so much more than I have given, because I'm worthy of receiving. What do you guys think? Nice to see you. Lots of love.